Let's all play What's My Line? And now, let's meet this week's What's My Line panel. First, our very own three-ring circus, Soupy Sales.
Thank you, and thank you, Wayne Howe. Well, folks, you've heard of a Liberty Bell and a dinner bell. We want you to meet a Memphis bell. Let's ring-a-ding-ding for Sherrye Henry.
Well, a lot of people say Willet, but I always say Shalit. Jean Shalit, NBC Film Review.
And now America's most glamorous, questionable lady, Arlene Francis, with some questions.
Thank you. And here is our master mixologist who mixes us all up with great aplomb. Here he is, the great aplomb.
Thank you, Arlene. You know what happens to old plums? They turn into prunes.
Right, but you're not ready
everybody.
yet.
What an elegant-looking panel today.
Thank you.
It's really nice. Hi,
The
everybody.
same one you had yesterday.
Is it? but you all came in different colors, and every one that you didn't wear, Jean wore. Listen, we have some marvelous challenges today and a terrific mystery guest for you a little later in the program. Right now, would our first challenger enter and sign in, please? Debbie Nelson. Where are you from, Miss Nelson?
Murray, Utah.
Murray, Utah. Panel, Debbie Nelson operates in the field of entertainment. And now we'll show the audience what her line is. And we'll start the questioning with Soupy Sales.
Thank you, Larry. Miss Nelson, the act that you do in show business, do you do it alone?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go. Sherrye.
Do you do something for people in the field of entertainment?
Yes.
How do you mean? You mean, is there an audience there? Is that what you mean?
No, that's real. I think, you know.
Oh.
I'll take it your way.
All right.
I got a yes on that?
Yes.
All right. Then you are a performer yourself. You're out front.
Yes.
Do you have somebody else? How did?
You want to know if she worked
yeah,
alone?
Yeah.
She said, she said no.
What, I don't know where you are.
Soupy said.
She works with somebody else.
She does not work alone.
Do you work with a person or an animal?
How do you answer that, yes or no?
Do you work with animals?
No.
2 down and 8 to go. Gee.
I wonder if you work with persons.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Right, now, I'm going to assume that you work with one other person when you do your act primarily? Main person?
Sometimes, I think. Or is that true?
The act is generally you and one other person?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Arlene.
You are quite slight. Does acrobatics have anything to do with your work?
No.
Not 4 down and 6 to go, Soupy.
Is it a dangerous type of act you do, Miss Nelson?
Yes.
Isn't this whole business dangerous? How did I think about it? Oh, now it's a dangerous. Are there any knives are involved ever in your act?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Sherrye.
But that's what I was thinking along the same lines. Are you part of a troupe that might move from one city to another?
Yes.
Would you be part of a circus?
No.
Okay, that's 6 down and 4 to go, Jean.
You do an act and it's dangerous and it has more than 2 people in it. That's what we've established.
Yes. Right.
Now, is the danger involved, what you particularly do in the act, is it dangerous to you?
Yes.
Does this involve something either being thrown at you or you yourself being thrown or dropped or falling or going through space?
You mean free falling in that sense?
No. We're on to you, Mr. Blyden, not Mr. Plum, by the way. The danger to you is a physical danger?
Yes.
Could you break arms or legs in what you do?
Yes.
Does somebody touch you in this act in a dangerous way?
No.
No. 7 down, 3 to go, Arlene.
Can I take it you are not cut in half or anything like that?
No.
Yes, that is correct. She is
Yes,
not.
I'm not.
Are you tied to anything and spun around?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depends who she's dating that night.
Have about 5-10 seconds. You want to try something?
Are you, is there another implement of some kind used with you in this act, apart from the people?
Yes.
Is it, you're not shot out of a cannon. Are you on any kind of a wheel?
A wheel?
Several wheels? Are you on a motorcycle, bicycle, or anything like that?
Nothing like that, no.
A tricycle. I mean, a
Nelson,
motorcycle.
what you do, is it ever done with an automobile?
Yes.
Are you either inside or on the hood and you go through a barrier or something like that? Auto thrill
Okay,
show.
she is an automobile daredevil. Terrific. What kind of sports do you, what kind of stunts do you perform, actually, Debbie?
Well, the slide for life, you drop off the back of an automobile going at a high rate of speed and slide on your rear. And you also
Is there anything between you and the ground while you're making this slide?
Yes, you wear a slide pad and a crash helmet. And you lay on the hood of a car and go through a flaming board wall. I also...
You lay on the hood.
Well, I do.
Listen, we have some film of that, and I think the first piece of film is where you actually are going through a wall, aren't you?
Yes, you're
Can we
laying-
roll that film, Lloyd, and show it to everybody? It's really fantastic. Watch, here she
Here's the
comes.
board wall.
There she is, tied to the front of the car. Doesn't that give you a headache?
Sometimes.
Now, what is this?
This is precision driving. You use from 2 to 4 cars, and you're going over the ramps, driver's side up and driver's side down, crossing back and forth, coming as close to the bumpers as you can of each car. And here we're going back doing the crossovers.
Holy cow, look at that.
This really takes precision on everyone's part, not just your own.
Now, you're on the highway here.
Here we're coming, this is a drag strip in Salt Lake. We're coming down for the slide for life right here.
Doesn't that smart?
It does get a little hot sometimes.
How thick is that thing? Oh, now there you are standing on the back.
Yes, here we are lowering ourselves again on it.
Ouch.
Now, the one who goes the farthest had a special kind of gas? Is that...
Not exactly.
Now, what is this?
This is a slide in at the beginning of the show for introductions, which we use.
Is that you?
Yes.
That's incredible, Debbie. It's really unbelievable. Congratulations, and thank you for being with us. We'll be back with more of What's My Line after this message. Back now with the special feature of What's My Line, the appearance of our mystery guest. Are all your blindfolds in place, panel?
Yeah. Yep.
Almost all. All are in place. Would our mystery guest enter and sign in, please? Okay, panel. You have about 2 minutes to guess the identity of our mystery guest, one question at a time. And let's start with Jean Shalit.
How do you do, mystery guest? That was an ovation you got. Are you in any form of the performing arts?
Yeah.
Arlene?
There's a certain timbre to that voice that makes me think it's an opera singer. No. Are you well known to television audiences?
It's very possible.
Soupy?
Well, that means also that you would be known to them from another, like, say, Broadway?
That's possible, too.
Sherrye?
Would you also sing?
It's possible.
Gene?
Oh, my. I'm going to say that you are well known in all the major branches of show business. Is that right?
It's not impossible.
It's the Spanish accent that's throwing me.
Arlene?
Are you in a series on television at the present time?
No, not at the present time.
Soupy?
Did you ever write and appear in a movie that you wrote?
I wish I had. I probably would have made more money.
Sherrye?
Are you in a movie that's just opened now?
Pardon me?
A movie that has just opened?
No.
Gene?
If you were singly best known for one field, would it be television?
Not necessarily.
Arlene?
I'm crazy about her. Are you other than American?
Not necessarily.
Soupy?
Are you a nightclub performer?
That's impossible. At the moment.
Sherrye?
At the moment, is there some physical reason that at the moment that would be impossible?
What?
What?
Not really, no. Gene?
No.
I assume you're not a comedian.
That's very insulting.
Arlene?
Not necessarily.
Arlene?
Have you made a big hit in a Broadway play?
Yes, that was very possible.
Soupy?
Is it playing now?
Oh, no.
Sherrye?
A.B.'s Irish Rose.
Is that your question?
I'm not even on.
Sherrye?
Are you, have you been a star for a long time to accomplish all these things?
Yeah.
Gene?
Were you a big star in radio when there was no television?
You get more insulting every time you ask me a question. No.
Arlene? They're not even close.
Probably Jonathan Winters.
Arlene?
Oh, we're not even close.
No.
Oh.
You're almost out of time.
Well, are you in a field other than motion pictures and the theater?
No, this
No, and if I was, I couldn't talk about it on television.
this is a favorite of you. This is Patty Duke. That was just terrific, Patty. Really. Yeah.
Thank you. That was really fun.
You were terrific.
Thank you.
Yeah, she has been a star forever, but she was 2 then.
That's right.
What are you
I
doing?
used to
She's
really
got
talk
you're in
like
a
that.
new movie or something.
Yeah.
It isn't even out yet, is it?
It comes out this week. It's called You'll Like My Mother.
Right.
With Rosemary
Murphy, yeah.
Who's brilliant in it. Sean Barbara Allen, who's a very new and I think a very rare talent, plays a mentally retarded girl. Richard Thomas from the Waltons is the evil one, which is a very unusual thing for him to be. And it's very scary.
Well, but you know all about the people who are evil, and it's very unusual for them. You married the most charming evil man in the world.
Gomez Adams, John Astin.
Yes.
Yeah.
John
We've
Astin.
been married almost 3 months now.
Well, how's it going?
And they said it wouldn't last.
Are you living in California now?
Yeah, we live near UCLA.
Are you here publicizing the movie, or are you
Yeah,
just...
John's in Denver doing, not Denver, but in Colorado doing a picture, and so I brought the little midget and came on this publicity tour.
That's really lovely of you. Lovely of you to take time to come play with us.
I
Thank you.
had a ball.
You were terrific, Patty. Thank you for coming. Goodbye, ladies. We'll be back with more of What's My Line right after this message. Things coming in little packages. I just noticed something about Patty as she was going off. Do you know why she looks that size? Because she's wearing 4-inch heels. She's
4-inch heels?
Well, they look that high, those big new platform shoes. She's tiny. But here's a person who is not tiny, our next challenger. Would you enter and sign in, please? That is not a tiny person, you see. And he's Harry Mursky. Where are you from, sir?
North Woodmere, New York.
Okay. Panel, Mr. Mursky sells a product which is worn. We will now show the audience what that product is.
Oh, we can't all get it on.
And we'll start the game with Sherrye.
This is a manufactured worn product.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a product that is worn by adults?
Yes.
By a man as opposed to a woman?
Mainly by men, yes.
Mainly by. Is it worn above the waist?
No.
Well,
It's
partly.
partly above.
It's worn below the waist also then?
Right.
Partly.
Oh, then it's sort of a suit. I mean, it's a costume of some sort.
That's correct.
All right. You said something about him being large. Is it worn by a large person?
Yes. I
And
think.
not necessarily, it isn't necessary to the suit, really. He just happens to be a very large person, and Patty Duke is tiny. Gene?
Wait a minute, can I
Where
write
is
that
for a
down?
twin?
Mr. Mursky is large, and Patty is
It is
tiny.
Mr. Mursky, sir, while he's ruminating over there, this apparel that is worn largely by men, to turn it around a little bit, is worn outdoors more often than indoors?
That's correct.
Well, it's hard to say.
I mean, once you come in, of course, you don't take it off at the door sill, but I mean...
No, it's even hard to say that it's worn more outdoors than indoors. We make it a qualified yes, so not to confuse you. Okay?
All right, it's a garment that's worn indoors and outdoors, but more likely to be worn outdoors.
Not necessarily. I think we disagree.
Mr. Mursky, I'd like to introduce you to Larry Blythe, the president of your company. Mr. Mursky, is this garment worn primarily for warmth?
No.
It's 2 down and 8 to go, Arlene.
Is it worn at special times?
That's correct.
Is it worn on any kind of a happy occasion?
Correct.
Would you wear it if you were going to play Santa Claus to the children?
It is a Santa Claus suit. Harry Mursky is vice president in charge of sales for Koosan Inc. They're in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, and they make and sell Santa Claus suits. And the reason that I said indoors, not necessarily outdoors, is that in Houston, where I come from, during that time of the year, it's sometimes so hot that you have to go in where it's air-conditioned to survive in warm.
And Santa Claus is in stores are always
Santa
in
Claus is
stores.
in stores. Mr. Mursky, what is the demand for Santa Claus suits each year?
We manufacture in excess of 50,000 suits every year.
A year, and you sell them?
We've
Or do you just
been
have a
in
big
business.
inventory?
No, we've been in business for over 35 years manufacturing Santa Claus suits.
Isn't that amazing? Now,
But
do you
if
sell
any
them?
children are watching the show, there's only one Santa Claus. He only makes suits for imposters, right?
Oh, he has a lot of helpers.
Are there different kinds of suits?
Yes, they're highly styled, surprisingly enough, and the quality varies from regions. You mentioned you come from a warm climate. We'd probably recommend that Santa Claus out there would wear a corduroy suit as opposed to a heavy plush acetate suit that they'd wear in the colder weather.
Well, now, if there are different styles, then there must be different prices also of the suits.
That's correct. Our suits are manufactured to sell from $10 retail to over $100 retail each.
How many of those 50,000 go to women?
Well, I think with the new trend, I think women are getting into most things, including Santa Claus outfits.
just to prove that, I think everybody has the urge to be Santa Claus every once in a while, and we're going to indulge that urge right after this word, and we'll be right back. Okay? I always wondered what happened to the old quartermaster, and now I know where he's doing. He's putting these little things on here. Well, Gene, you look like you're all ready for the mystery guest. Look at old Gene. I'm ready for you now. Bah humbug, that's the right one. Well, listen, I never believed it, but this is a year for Jewish Santa Claus. There's a whole mess up here. There are more blind Santa Clauses on this program than... Listen, it's been fun playing with you, everybody. Please come back tomorrow. In the meantime, Merry Christmas!
On GSN's new game show, Divided, a team of strangers must agree on everything. Every second they don't, they lose money.
You get top, I'll get middle, you get lead. No.